They got to be in the paint. Everybody got to rebound.
Willie Worsley is the basketball coach at Spring Valley High School up in Rockland County, New York, a position he's held for the past 31 years. Last year, his team won the sectional championship.
2-2-2!
The Miners of Texas Western were crowned as National College Basketball Champions.
But it's for another championship 50 years ago that number 24, Willie Worsley, will always be remembered, a game that forever changed the landscape of college basketball.
As Kentucky has lost the championship game for the first time in their history.
March 19, 1966, Willie was one of the starting five for the Texas Western Miners, marking the first time in history that 5 African-American players would start in an NCAA championship game for one team. Not only did they start, they upset the heavily favored Kentucky Wildcats 70-65 to capture the NCAA title. Did you realize the significance then?
Absolutely not. Had no idea. It had to begin someplace. What we did, in changing the makeup of the coachings in the all-white team, and the all-white team has some color to it now, it would have happened anyway. But maybe not as quick.
Coach Haskins is starting 5 black players, a first in NCAA championship history.
More than 40 years later, their story of breaking the racial divide on the hardwood was depicted in the movie Glory Road.
This is the greatest upset in NCAA history.
I think Glory Road put the word out there. Glory Road, keep the word out there. Glory Road did a lot for us. And hopefully we'll continue to do a lot for other people to realize that basketball was the hook. The history of the 60s was really what he was talking about.
The film brought to light the difficult journey faced by head coach Don Haskins and his groundbreaking team.
People started to call us names beside the name that our mother and father gave us.
You want to shut them up, then win.
Coach Haskins was very good at that. He taught us that if we wanted to shut them up, outscore them on the scoreboard.
An amazing fact about Willie Worsley is that he never played basketball until he was 13 years old. But once he did, the little man was making some very big things happen right here at DeWitt Clinton High School in the Bronx.
I wasn't a bad kid. I never missed a day of school, high school. Why? My mother got up every morning and went to work. If she can go to work and put food on my table and clothes on my back, I for sure can go sit my little fat butt in the desk and learn.
And it was at DeWitt Clinton in 1963 that team captain Willie Worsley, all of 5'6", would lead his team into a sold-out Madison Square Garden against Boys High to capture the New York City basketball title. Little big man Willie was named the game's MVP.
I felt that God had blessed me with a little bit of talent. If I didn't use it, I was cheating him. And that's why I worked real hard at it. I had a sort of good a jump shot, so I didn't have to go shoot layups. I was able to dunk the ball. I don't know how, but I dunked the ball. So I was able to get to the basket. And my biggest problem was on defense, from the foul line down low. I mean, I'm 2'9", they're 6'9". But from foul line to foul line, that was my turf.
Following his playing days at Texas Western, Willie was drafted by the Dallas Chaparrals of the old ABA. Then he quickly was traded to the hometown New York Nets.
When they drafted me, and I went to Dallas and said I was going to the Nets, man, my eyes got big. You talk about teal joy. I said, when the plane leaving? I didn't even change clothes. I don't think I took a shower. It was really a beautiful thing, to come back home. New York City, play pro ball.
Also among this Bronx kid's top memories, an invite to the White House for dinner with President George W. Bush.
Motion, motion, motion.
But it's the aspect of coaching that still gives this trailblazer his greatest satisfaction.
Everybody got the rebound, you got it? Yeah. Come on, fellas, go hard work. 1, 2, 3. Hard work. Look at my face. This is what basketball do to me. If I can help one kid to become a better person, a productive citizen, I'm successful.
His autobiography is aptly named, Our Reward Will Be in History. And in 2007, Willie and his entire Texas Western team cemented their place in history as they were jointly inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, Texas Western.
He spoke about getting the call to top all calls.
Will, you're in the Hall of Fame. So, being from the South Bronx, you can't cry. Don't worry about it, I can handle this. Phone drop, I cry for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I still cry when I think about it. is the best thing that happened to me in my basketball career. You can't take away from us. History, Hall of Fame, #1, national champion. You can't take nothing away from us.
Todd Frazier is a Jersey guy. Born in Point Pleasant, raised in Toms River.
And we are set to go, and again it will be...
Where he first gained national prominence at the age of 12, leading Toms River East to be the 1998 Little League World Series champs.
Todd, every kid dreams about just going to the Little League World Series. You not only go, but you hit a leadoff home run and you're the winning pitcher, get the final out. What was that like?
We felt like we were major leaguers. There was a lot of lucky breaks along the way. We ended up winning the whole darn thing, and it was, you think about it now, it's like how many kids can say that and, you know, have a future in the game.
After the win, he and his teammates were honored at Yankee Stadium, where Frazier got to share the spotlight with a Yankees legend.
He was the man. He's the man. There's nothing really I can say more about the guy. He etched his life in baseball and helped us along the way. I got a picture with him when I was 12, and then his last All-Star game I was in. It was just unbelievable.
Unbelievable is how you can describe Frazier's meteoric rise in the game of baseball. After a 3-year college career at Rutgers, the Reds selected him in the first round of the 2007 amateur draft. After 5 seasons in the big leagues, he's become a bona fide star. But it was during the 2015 Midsummer Classic in Cincinnati that Jersey once again took center stage.
Todd Frazier.
You win the home run derby, and your brother Charlie is the pitcher throwing to you.
Bye-bye. There it is! The hometown hero has done it!
Couldn't get any better than that. I had my other brother Jeff right behind me cheering me on, so God, words can't even put it in what just happened. I had all my family there, and you know, at your home park, it was pretty cool.
You're now considered one of the premier power-hitting third basemen in the game. That's pretty heady stuff for a kid from Jersey.
And you hear it. It gives you goosebumps a little bit.
Does it?
It does. It really does. It's it's humbling. It's an honor, and you can't take this game for granted ever. I'm a guy that works my tail off. You know, not only just because I'm from New Jersey, but I take all that stuff serious. I want to be a guy that's known like that every year.
Todd, how important to you is your Jersey upbringing?
It's affected me greatly. I always talk about where I'm from. You know, it's an honor to be from here. I think myself. I love it here in this state. You know, everybody's like, oh man, we fly into Newark and we see all the stacks, the smokestacks and electrical pipes and stuff. I go, you got to get outside of that, guys. You know, there's more to it than just the pizza and the pork roll and all that stuff. You know, get down to the boardwalk, get down to the shore. Coming from New Jersey, you know, you don't play baseball all year round. You got to play different sports, and I think that's helped out too as well. You know, put your body in different motions, and the guys here are tougher, man. I think the Northeast, you know, especially, we got some strong-nosed people that love to play the game, that bring energy and emotion, and that's what I try and do every day.
And it was back in 2012, after living through Superstorm Sandy, that his Jersey pride came through as Frazier came to the aid of Shore residents in need.
I remember that when it hit that one day and then the next day, I mean, you couldn't even move your car. That's how much debris was everywhere. You know, you see people crying in the streets, and it was tough for everybody. And I thought for myself, you know, as being a Major League Baseball player and a guy, you know, some people look up to, and I need to do something. And 3 main things, you know, you need food, you need clothing, and you need somewhere to live. And, you know, I went to our Little League field at Toms River East Little League and helped out with food drive and giving clothes. I went to my church, you know, donated money here and there. I know the Cincinnati Reds helped out a lot with that, and I'm glad I could help in whatever I did.
During the offseason, Todd continues to stay connected to his Garden State roots.
Frazier Baseball!
3 years ago, he and his brothers established Frazier Baseball, clinics and camps aimed at teaching kids the fundamentals of the game.
It goes to show you really how much work these guys want to put in to be good baseball players.
Yes, I'll take that.
If I can help along the way, give them one little tidbit here or the right way to swing or throw a ball, I'm happy.
Despite coming off of his best season in the majors, in which he blasted 35 homers, Frazier was traded back in December to the Chicago White Sox.
For me, I see it as an opportunity. I see it as another chapter in my life. At the end of the day, you want to be known as a baseball player, and you want to be known as a guy that just worked his tail off and brought everything he could to the game, and that's what I try and do.
Good. There you go. That's very good. Instead of waiting for me to catch up, doesn't it make sense to stay ahead of me?
For Staten Island's Teddy Atlas, one of the best and most respected trainers in boxing, it doesn't matter if he's in the ring teaching kids.
Much better. I'm not hitting you with the left hook. Isn't that better?
Yeah.
I think so.
Or working the corner in a championship fight.
We are firemen! Got it, Coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat.
The sport of boxing is known as the sweet science, but for Teddy, it's a very, very serious business.
There's a danger element to it. I mean, you could go inside that ring and come out with less of yourself than you went in there with. I mean, it's a tough business. You better be freaking strict about it. You better be serious about it. You better have boundaries. You better have rules and laws about how you prepare for it. Punches aren't just thrown for the sake of throwing them. They gotta be thrown from the right position at the right time.
Teddy Atlas has prepared fighters all over the world with great success, guiding Michael Moore to the heavyweight title, and on April 9th, his current welterweight champ, Timothy Bradley, squares off against Manny Pacquiao. But despite all his success, Teddy remains grounded to his Staten Island roots. A lot of people forget where they came from. It's very important to you not to forget.
This is where I grew up. You know, this is where my father's from, my mother's from. This is where all the memories are, you know, and people that I care about. And you got to show them that you care about them, you know, and you come back and you let them know that you care about them. Well, we try to help people, and it's important to help people, isn't it?
Teddy learned all about caring from his late father, a Staten Island doctor who treated those in need for free, because as he would tell his son, these people shouldn't fall through the cracks. So in his honor 20 years ago, Teddy created the Dr. Theodore Atlas Foundation.
It's our privilege, really, to be able to come back to a place that you love and maybe help just a little bit. It's a good thing.
Yeah, but you help a lot.
A little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
Helping kids have their lives pointed in the right direction is a top priority of the foundation. That's why Teddy opened up 3 boxing gyms, 2 in his hometown of Staten Island and 1 in Brooklyn.
We teach kids to be in control of themselves. We teach kids to have pride about themselves. Some of these kids, they have no reason to have pride about themselves. Boxing can be used, and we use boxing, I'm not ashamed to say it. We use it as a tool to get the kids to care about themselves. Good. To be responsible for themselves. You can't be a good fighter if you're not in control, and if you don't understand that you have to be in control.
But there was a time when things got way out of control for Teddy. Under the tutelage of his mentor up in the Catskills, the legendary trainer Cus D'Amato, one of the first kids Teddy would train would become a heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. But after guiding Tyson to great success as an amateur, an ugly incident would destroy the relationship.
You're up in the Catskills with Mike Tyson. You're training him as an amateur. He grabs your wife's 11-year-old sister, tells her what he wants to do to her. You find out about it. You wait, you grab a gun, you stick it in his ear, then you pull it up in the air, you pull the trigger. Was that defending the family honor? Was it being just crazy, or a combination of both?
I thought it was making sure that he couldn't take something away from a family member of mine that they could never get back. I didn't want him to do that. I didn't want him to take that away. And I cared more about that than I thought about anything else at that moment.
After that incident, Cus D'Amato offered Teddy 5% of all of Tyson's future earnings, which would eventually be $300 million if Teddy would just go away. So Teddy left. But he also told his mentor to take the offer and shove it. The move cost Teddy millions, but none of his principles.
If I do something today that's a little weak, I try before I do it. I feel the same as anyone else. I feel like, gee, that might be convenient. That might be easy. It might make a few extra dollars, whatever. It might be comfortable for the minute.
Right.
But tomorrow, how am I going to feel about it?
Since that incident with Tyson 33 years ago, there have been a lot of tomorrows for Teddy. But any regrets?
No, because I've been blessed. You know, I have two very healthy, beautiful children and a great wife and a pretty good reputation.